Well, this will probably be my final video of this season. It certainly won't be the final video, and I apologise that they haven't been more regular. And normally, after a game, I'm normally very quick, as you know, with getting a video straight out, but after the way last night went, I didn't want to talk to anyone. I didn't really want to come on here and do a video, and to be honest, it didn't feel right. So to have 24 hours to sort of compartmentalise the whole thing and really talk about the good and the bad. Let me first of all start with by saying it was an absolutely outstanding effort by Rangers to get that far. I think they did incredibly well. The 4-2 win away against Dortmund. Even the away performance against Leipzig in Germany, taking a narrow loss, we're taking that all day long. And then an incredible performance at Ibrox. Brilliant over two legs against Braga. Brilliant at home against Red Star Belgrade. Took some real scalps. And although I think the team did incredibly well to make it there, it gives me little comfort on the result last night. I personally feel that we didn't play that well. Never really got going in the game. The first half, I thought Frankfurt were by far the better side. And in my opinion, I think they did deserve to win it overall. I know Ryan Kent had that chance right at the very end, and if he sticks that away, then we win. And listen, if we win by not playing particularly well, I'd be delighted. But never really got going. It was quite slow at times. There was a lot of balls over the top that were going out of play. I'm not gonna start talking and criticising players. Yes, I might have my opinion on certain things, but I'm not going to be critical of players. One thing I am going to sort of jump on the bandwagon of, there was a lot of people on social media that were critical of the atmosphere from the Rangers supporters last night in the stadium. And I'm going to jump on that as well, because, and let me give you an example. When Rangers beat Braga a few seasons back, after the incredible comeback at Ibrox, where Yanis Hadji scored twice and Joe Rebo scored that brilliant goal as well, where we came back from 2-0 down against Braga. We were obviously having a difficult time domestically at the time. And in the second leg, we beat them 1-0 in Portugal, and Ryan Kent scored the only goal. And there was however many Rangers fans there, and the atmosphere from them was absolutely brilliant. They were absolutely top class. But watching the game last night on the telly, I only heard the Rangers fans once. Once in the kind of whole game, I heard them kind of break out into song. They obviously would have been cheering when Rangers scored, of course. But if you think about all the big performances at Ibrox, that is when the crowd has been red hot. And I am not part of the Union Bears, but I'm going to give them all the credit in the world for this. The work that they do at Ibrox to build the atmosphere with the tifos they set up, which some of them are incredible. The one that was probably my favourite, where you've got the baseball bat and it's smashing all the badges. I thought that was incredible. They've obviously come up with all these new songs. They've done a lot of they've done a lot to build the atmosphere for the club, and they certainly deserve to be a fixture at Ibrox. And I've got to kind of imagine that there wasn't too many of them at the game last night, or if they were, maybe they were in the other stadium, because it was very, very difficult to get tickets for the game, of course. But I got to give them all the credit in the world. Without them, I don't think the atmosphere at Ibrox would be that great, but they do an incredible job building the atmosphere, getting everyone involved, and the work that they put in with the tifos and everything. I've got to give them all the credit in the world. Joe Rebo did really well with his goal. It was obviously a mistake from the Frankfurt player. He's fallen over, and Joe Rebo's shown absolutely brilliant composure to score the goal and put Rangers in front. And then, a bit like with the kind of first half, Rangers just kind of let Frankfurt back into it. I thought we were sleeping for their equaliser. Connor Goldson, when the ball comes in, could be clearing that away. I thought Tavernier could have got tighter. I'm not going to put any blame on Bassi. I mean, if you're going to be hypercritical, you could say maybe he should have got in front of his man. But Calvin Bassey last night for me was absolutely outstanding. And to be honest, it's not just for me. He was absolutely incredible. He was a rock. He won everything. This is a lad that was absolutely crucified last season when we got knocked out of the League Cup by St Mirren. And I still maintain that in that game, that was Ryan Kent's fault for losing the ball 40 yards from goal. But this is a player that was a bit part player under Steven Gerrard. Now there's potential there. He can play left back, he can play centre back. But this was a major European final. And certainly from a Rangers point of view, he was by far and above the best player on the park. He was absolutely outstanding. The only player for me really that I think really stood out for Rangers, I thought the rest of them were pretty kind of tentative. Kemar Roof clearly wasn't fit to play the game. The fact he only came on sort of the last 3 minutes and he's almost created a goal from that because he's got the ball across goal, and how Kent doesn't score, I'll never know. And then in extra time, I think both teams had sort of tired, not really much happened. It looked like it was destined for penalties, and the standard of penalties from Frankfurt was absolutely outstanding. All 5 of theirs were excellent. 4 out of the 5 from Rangers was excellent. I'm not going to directly criticise Aaron Ramsey, but the loan spell from Juventus has been an absolute disaster. He was brought in to help us win the league. He obviously wasn't brought in to make a European final. I mean, that's been an incredible journey with the club. But it just hasn't worked out. He's not been fit. His penalty was poor. No way am I advocating anyone giving him any abuse for that. I mean, any player can go and miss a penalty. Look at Baggio in the '94 World Cup for Italy. He was their best player. And listen, I was 5 years old at the time. I never seen the term, but I've seen the penalty, and I know how good a player Baggio was. And he skied that penalty. So make no bones about it. Aaron Ramsey's going to feel absolutely horrible about missing that. But listen, I'm proud of the players for getting that far. I didn't think it was the best performance, and majorly disappointed, and it's going to take a long time getting over this. But incredible achievement getting there. We've obviously just got to kind of hope that we can qualify for the Champions League. When you look at the standard of teams we've beaten this season, you'd think that surely we'll do that, but Scottish teams in Europe are funny, as we all know. You can be expected. For example, the start of this season, Rangers, had we been a bit more prepared, should really have been getting past Malmo. But it's been an incredible journey. I just feel that there's going to be a lot of regret. Yeah, I'm just hoping I've kind of covered all the points of what to make, really. But yeah, just disappointed in the end. But to lose on penalties, I mean, if we'd won on penalties, then this video would be obviously completely different. I'd probably still be saying it wasn't the best performance, but fair play to Frankfurt. They were a top side in the whole tournament. They were undefeated. Well, technically, I mean, I wouldn't say they were undefeated because they did lose the second leg against Real Betis, although they won it in extra time. But this is a team that finished 12th in the Bundesliga and literally put all their eggs in one basket, and they've qualified for the Champions League. So, fair play to them. I mean, obviously I wish it was us, but in my opinion they deserved it. But anyway, that's my thoughts.